The Indiana Fever suffered yet another defeat, and once again the spotlight falls on questionable decision-making in crucial moments. This latest loss highlights ongoing concerns about game management and shot selection when it matters most. In the final moments of the contest, the Fever found themselves trailing and needing a score to stay competitive. The coaching staff designed a play that put the ball in Kelsey Mitchell's hands, but the execution fell short as she missed what appeared to be a manageable scoring opportunity near the basket. What made this sequence particularly frustrating for observers was the positioning of other players on the court. Scored a lot of points. I think I had 9 assists or 10 assists that game. This just this last game this year. I started the fourth quarter off with like 3 turnovers in a row or 2 turnovers in a row, and Steph yanked me, and she was like, this is like a learning moment. Like, you got to be able to like, yes, like maybe it could have been there. Like maybe you could have thrown a little bit better pass, maybe you could have caught it, but like, do we need that in this format? Like, no. And then she sent me back in, and there's a play where I kind of got a steal, and like we're going in transition, and Kelsey Mitchell just like takes off down the middle of the floor, and Sophie Cunningham had established excellent spacing beyond the arc, standing completely unguarded and ready to receive a pass. The three-point specialist was in prime position to attempt a shot that could have potentially changed the game's outcome. The matchup had been competitive throughout, with both teams exchanging leads and maintaining close scoring. Multiple players stepped up with solid performances, including Lexi Hull, who connected on several important shots from distance. The opposing team's Sonia Citron delivered an outstanding performance, shooting efficiently from the field and connecting on multiple three-point attempts, while also converting all free throw opportunities. Connecticut's Paige Beakers also contributed meaningfully to her team's victory, adding to what became a well-rounded team effort. The final score reflected the tight nature of the contest, with Washington prevailing 88-84 over Indiana. This defeat dropped the Fever's record to 18-16, placing them in 7th position in the current standings. The loss represents another missed opportunity for a team still fighting for playoff positioning late in the season. The game featured typical challenges that have plagued the Fever throughout the campaign. Ball security remained an issue, with several costly turnovers occurring at inopportune moments. Defensive communication also broke down on occasion, allowing open looks for opposing shooters who capitalized on these mistakes. Washington demonstrated strong shooting from long range throughout the contest, connecting on numerous three-point attempts that helped maintain their advantage. The visitors showed poise in critical moments and executed their offensive sets effectively when the game hung in the balance. Looking at individual statistics, Sophie Cunningham logged 30 minutes of playing time and contributed 6 assists while maintaining her role as a floor spacer. Y'all do realize that, right? So like her getting benched, quite essentially, is her taking an element of Caitlin Clark away. She's trying to take Caitlin away. Now, I've been telling y'all, Stephanie White is more of an issue than an asset. I mean, it's like she don't want Caitlin to be Caitlin. It's clear as day. We all have been noticing it. We all have been seeing it. She don't want Caitlin to be Caitlin. It's just clear as day. Now, I don't know how many times people was going to, despite her availability for the crucial final shot, the ball never found its way to her hands during the decisive possession. Other notable performances included solid contributions from Natasha Howard and Aaliyah Boston, who provided interior presence and rebounding. However, the missed opportunity in the closing seconds overshadowed these positive elements. The sequence has sparked considerable discussion among fans and analysts about decision-making in pressure situations. Many question why the ball didn't reach the player position for the highest percentage shot available. What's going to notice is, but that is the nature of this whole damn situation. Like, I don't know how many times or signs we need to see, if you whack like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a damn duck. And I'm here to tell you, Stephanie White don't want the best inches for Caitlin. Now, there is more footage from this whole thing that I want to share, which you guys said we didn't share yesterday. Caitlin Clark's visible frustration on the sideline told the story of a team that felt they had let a winnable game slip away. Her reaction reflected the disappointment felt throughout the organization after another close loss that could have gone differently with better execution. The pattern of struggles in clutch moments has become a recurring theme for this Fever squad. Critical possessions often result in forced shots or turnovers rather than the clean looks that championship-caliber teams generate when games are decided. Moving forward, the coaching staff will need to address these endgame situations and ensure better decision-making when every possession carries maximum importance. They do go out before games and sign autographs and see all the young kids or fans or whoever's come to the games. It just gives me a really good perspective on everything and maybe gives me a little bit of motivation and just being thankful for everything that I have, and very thankful for my fans and just the fans of the WNBA of how they can constantly continue to support and truly just want the best for me too at the end of the day. I think that's something that's really cool. So the talent exists on the roster to compete with anyone, but translating that ability into victories requires improved execution in the final minutes. Washington's ability to hit shots when needed most proved to be the difference in this contest. Their veteran leadership showed in the way they handled the pressure and made the plays necessary to secure the victory. For Indiana, this loss serves as another learning experience in what has been a season filled with both promise and frustration. The close nature of many defeats suggests the team is closer to breakthrough performances than the record might indicate. 2 days ago, I had some I was watching some old highlights, or they popped up of his game 2 in Connecticut. Game 1 we didn't play well. They just outplayed us and they won. We shot that. AT had one of those games. All of them did. They were all making threes, whatever. And we were up, or maybe we were down 1. The upcoming schedule will provide additional opportunities to demonstrate growth and improvement in these crucial areas. With playoff positioning still within reach, every remaining game carries significant importance for this developing roster. Fan reaction to the game's conclusion has been passionate, with many expressing disappointment about the final play call and execution. The emotional investment of the fan base reflects the high expectations surrounding this talented group of players. The search for consistency in high-leverage moments continues to be the primary challenge facing the organization. Reese was a star when she was thinking it up. Even at times when Angel Reese was when she was okay to side a rookie year. Can we be honest? She was fine to side a rookie year. She was still a star. Sophie is now good enough that she is now in that category of she is a star. Oh my God, Ken, thank you so much for $92. You were interested in this game, and so was I. But the way, until those situations are handled with better precision, close games will continue to result in heartbreaking defeats rather than memorable victories. This latest setback adds to a growing list of games that felt winnable but ultimately slipped away due to execution issues in the final minutes. The pattern suggests systemic problems that require immediate attention and adjustment. The NBA 2K26 WNBA player rankings have generated considerable discussion across basketball communities, particularly regarding the positioning of several high-profile athletes within the top-tier groupings. Ajah Wilson maintains her position at the summit of these evaluations, reflecting her sustained excellence and dominant performances throughout recent campaigns. This placement acknowledges her comprehensive skill set and consistent impact on both ends of the court. Her statistical production, combined with championship-level contributions, validates this top ranking despite occasional challenging outings against elite competition. The positioning of Breanna Stewart at 2nd and 3rd creates interesting debate points. While Stewart remains an exceptional talent with proven credentials, questions arise about whether her current form merits placement alongside the absolute elite tier. Her capabilities are undeniable, yet some analysts suggest the gap between her and Wilson may be more substantial than these ratings indicate. I'm just watching these games, and it's scary on both ends of the floor, and it doesn't show up in the stat sheet. How many steals does she have today? She have only 1 steal, 1 turnover, 2 assists. It felt like there were more assists. She had an extra swing to Lexi Hall, put again 16 points in 27 minutes on 10 shots. Yes, Kelsey scored 10 more points. She shot 8 more shots. And it's not even that Sophie is taking easy 3-pointers. Alyssa Thomas deserves recognition in these upper echelons, potentially warranting a 96 overall rating based on her remarkable versatility and game-changing abilities. Thomas has delivered extraordinary performances that showcase her unique combination of size, skill, and basketball intelligence. Her omission from higher consideration represents a significant oversight in the evaluation process. Clark's fourth-place ranking at 96 overall sparks considerable discourse, particularly given her injury-shortened season. However, this rating reflects her peak performance level demonstrated during healthy stretches, including a memorable 25-game span where she arguably performed at an elite level. The rating system traditionally maintains established player values rather than penalizing athletes for injury-related absences. Following similar precedents with other major sports stars, the absence of Alicia Gray from the top 10 rankings appears particularly questionable given her MVP-caliber season performance. Gray's contributions have been substantial enough to merit inclusion among the league's premier talents, making her exclusion one of the more surprising omissions in these rankings. Sabrina Ionescu and Nafisa Collier occupy positions within the 92 overall range, though Collier's placement at this level generates some skepticism. While both players demonstrate considerable skill, questions persist about whether Collier's impact matches this elevated rating compared to other available options. Needed somebody like this, because that's what you have to do. You need to fill around Caitlin Aaliyah. If you want to keep Kate, if you want to keep Kelsey, that's fine. You need to fill all these players, or fill the rest of the team with role players. And you might say, relax, it's out. Jonkel Jones sharing similar ratings with Collier creates additional talking points about proper evaluation criteria. The parity between these players in the ranking system may not accurately reflect their respective contributions and overall effectiveness on championship contending teams. Angel Reese's inclusion as the 10th best player represents perhaps the most controversial aspect of these rankings. This positioning places her ahead of established veterans like Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Kelsey Plum, Kayla McBride, and Jackie Young. While Reese has shown impressive development, her injury history this season parallels Clark's situation, yet she maintains this elevated ranking despite similar availability concerns. And you might say, relax, it's only Chicago. Let's look at the game log. Let's look at the damn game log. 18-6, 17-6, 12. So let's look at the game log. She had 16 today. Was it? Yeah, she's 16 today. 16, 18, 8, 17, 6, 12, 5, 15, 15, 12, 11, 13, 16. And one of these is a bad shooting game and a 20-point blowout. The evaluation methodology appears inconsistent when comparing injury-affected seasons. Both Clark and Reese have missed significant time, yet their treatment in the rankings differs substantially. Clark's higher rating reflects peak performance capabilities demonstrated during healthy periods, while questions remain about the criteria used for Reese's placement. 3 Liberty players earning top 10 recognition highlights the franchise's talent concentration, though Gray's absence from this group seems contradictory given her individual excellence. The Liberty's collective strength is evident, yet the selection process appears to have overlooked one of their most impactful contributors. Paige Buchers faces scrutiny regarding her potential inclusion in these elite rankings. Analysis of her clutch performance suggests significant limitations in crucial moments, particularly during fourth-quarter situations where leadership and execution become paramount. Her overall contributions, while valuable, may not justify placement among the league's absolute best players. Fever. Look, the Indiana Fever have to. They have to be a team where you surround your top players with players that are going to play defense, hit shots, pass the ball, and not take too much out of the ball. And by the way, if you guys didn't see, how many times Sophie Cunningham got looked off? She's wide open in the corner. How many times Sophie Cunningham got looked off? People, you don't understand how many times that Sophie was wide open. The rating system's approach to injury management follows established precedents from previous gaming editions.